talked a little bit about it in his interview after the last day of groups. Part of their success at the end there is from picking more aggressive lane matchups and a more aggressive jungle matchup for him to go to those lane matchups and help out.
All right, the Lucian banned away, the Rakan banned away. IG, what is going to be that first pick? The Rise that we so often saw be the first pick for blue side over the course of groups is up and locked in now for IG.
And I feel like so far this pick ban has gone pretty much as expected for Invictus Gaming, because we've heard from the analyst desk that the lane that they want to get ahead is double lift and core JJ. Well, already you see so many bans towards that lane. Then the fact that TL actually have to take the Rakan off the board, this hints at maybe a Tahm Kench Varus lane coming out, and that's not a lane that you necessarily want to play through if you are Smithy, even if he has grabbed himself a good early game jungler.
I would like to point out though, as much criticism as Team Liquid's solo laners have gotten for not playing all of the flex picks, Sylas is one that both Impact and Jensen have had successful games on. Still very much open here with the first two picks. Sylas can go either lane, and they've gotten the Jarvan, a key champion here for Xmithy, one of the two champions that he has found wins here at MSI with already.
Also his most played so far here at MSI. A lot of fans probably happy to see him on that one, but across the table, I'm sure IG fans like to see Ning on an aggressive playmaking type of jungler with a lot of early control. Lee Sin really fits that bill.
And this is the thing about Ning, you know, we keep talking about Rek'Sai and Jarvan, but he's also got the Elise and the Lee Sin, so more early game junglers at his disposal. The early priority in the draft from Team Liquid doesn't affect Ning in the same way it might affect other players. And we saw also a Braum flash out of Ning there, potentially something that now Team Liquid can look towards, because it has been one of Core JJ's better champions this year.
Definitely well could be. I really do like Ning on Lee Sin because of the extra mobility of this champion. Really allows a player like that more flexibility and trying to get over, more interesting gank paths to really help out those solo lanes.
Yeah, it's something that we've talked about a lot. His ability to dodge out vision has been great so far, Clid has certainly led the charge for junglers at this tournament, but on his day, Ning has shown that he is up there with the best junglers in the world.
Well, as the first half of the draft gets wrapped up here, it's going to be Kai'Sa for IG, Braum for Team Liquid. That means neither side has both components of its bottom lane drafted. Both sides also still looking for a solo laner, but it could be either solo lane considering the flex strength of what we've seen so far. Team Liquid going to target the mid lane there, ban out the LeBlanc from Rookie, as Invictus Gaming says, hey, we don't want double lift on the AD carry that he's played the most so far in the tournament. We'll ban the Varus.
Yep, they steal away the Kai'Sa, they ban the Varus. I think they'll continue to target double lift. I think it is also good for Team Liquid, though, that they did get that Braum you're talking about, Spawn, before the second round of bans come in. The reason they opt for the Braum over something like the Tahm Kench, Braum brings so much to a team fight, and they have settled on trying to winning those team fights through the mid game.
Also a very good champion at punishing JackeyLove. JackeyLove has had questionable positioning. If you dive into the backline too early as a Kai'Sa, you get tagged, you get knocked up, you immediately will fall down. And I feel like Core JJ is one of those cerebral supports that reads the play nicely, responsible for so much of the cleanliness of Team Liquid's games domestically. That's why he landed himself the MVP, and I love him on this pickup.
All right, we're going to see Nautilus and Ashe banned away as the final two bans here of this draft. We'll see what Team Liquid wants to go with here, whether they want to pick up that AD carry for double lift, which is what you would expect. And there you go, Sivir, the lock-in for TL.
And so much of TL's narrative has been built around get a better team fight comp. Well, already if you got Braum and Sivir, I don't know what bottom lane kind of does that better. You can also park the mid for the 1-3-1. Pretty versatile.
I'd also say Braum and Sivir is one of the bottom lane duos that controls minion waves the easiest. Sivir can annihilate a minion wave very, very quickly with the AoE. Braum can even shield and push up offensively at turrets or defensively at your own turret.
Invictus Gaming going to respond by picking their support in the Alistar, so plenty of engage there, a lot of tower diving potential as well if IG wants to get scrappy. And the mid lane pick is going to be Syndra. That means it'll be the Shy up in the top lane there on the rise. We've only seen it from him once so far this tournament.
Yeah, and when you're looking at it, maybe, something like the Nico can go up and trade quite well. We've already seen Impact have a pretty impressive performance on it. This is why I like the early Jarvan. It gives you some legitimate AD carry, AD threat. on the top side of the map, and it allows Impact to play something like a mage that has more teamfight impact. This would be a difficult matchup for a Gangplank, but now that he has that Nico, a pick that he showed during the group stage, the flexibility of the comps have improved here for Liquid.
And remember, Impact was one of the few full AP Nikos, did not go with the on-hit build. This is not the split push, on-hit, attack speed Nico build. Last time we saw it at least, went for the AP, comes in with a big flank for the rest of the team. You can see very clearly what Team Liquid strategy is, but IG here with the Ryze on top for the Shy, that is always a scary point. Lee Sin and Ryze can combine for early kills, and then Ryze turns into an unstoppable split pusher.
Right, you look at the side of Team Liquid, who could you possibly send to answer the Ryze? The only one would really be the Sylas, and that means Jensen's gonna have to have a good game if it gets to that point. We know Team Liquid likes to play the early game a little bit slow. IG doesn't like the same thing. I'll go ahead and just go on record putting it that way. This team likes to get very, very scrappy very, very quickly. And we'll see if Team Liquid is prepared to go up against the reigning world champions in a best of 5. The trophy on your screen right now, what's in everybody's minds. Semifinals into finals. You only got 2 series maximum left to play, separating between you and that trophy.
An entire spring's worth of play for both of these teams to get here now. Last chance to move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on to Summoner's Rift for the first semi-final match of MSI 2019. Team Liquid versus Invictus Gaming. IG in the blue, TL in the red. You can see the champions making their way out onto the Rift right now as they run out of the Summoner's platform. We'll see how they decide to start off this best of 5, and Team Liquid is immediately going into enemy territory.
Yep, going for the invade here because they have the Braum, one of the strongest level 1 players in the game. With the Q, he can shove them off. Meanwhile, as you see on the mini-map, there was a counter invade from Invictus Gaming. Xsmithy saw them path in, and they're getting vision on the Team Liquid red buff.
As you can see, Team Liquid trying to counter this counter invade. One thing I also want to point out before we get any further, look at Impact's items and his keystone. It's Press the Attack and Doran's Blade.
All right.
This is not the team fighting AP Nico. This is a split pusher that Team Liquid will have to make sure can succeed.
And look, whilst it might not have been our first choice, you can certainly understand the process here because it is going to have to be a very different, so it's going to have to be a very different style here. You need to be able to shut down the Shy and keep him away from those late game turrets.
All right, starting on the bottom side, we can see Doublelift and Core JJ trying to shove the minion wave as quickly as possible. Jackalev and Battleland also trying to push back.
Now, one thing I want to go ahead and set the stage for, a little interesting stat for Team Liquid so far over their course of group stage play. During main MSI group stage, Team Liquid is the only one of the 6 teams to have a 100% win rate with a lead at 15 and a 100% loss rate with a deficit at 15. The early game will tell so much for this squad.
Well, sir, part of the effect of that stat was that they didn't have very many winning early games.
Well, they must have had 4 of them.
That's actually exactly correct, sir. I don't know how you managed to predict that. That's amazing.
And while all this has been happening, you saw the good early game vision for the Liquid lineup, secured bottom lane Scuttle Crab, and also a lot of security for this push. IG, meanwhile, fought back quite hard on the early game, but that has opened up an avenue potentially for Smithy to either go for an invade or look for a gank bot.
Yeah, Xsmithy with double buffs has his eyes on mid lane already. Rookie's pushed pretty far up.
Rookie could be very vulnerable here on this Syndra. The champion without any inbuilt escape mechanisms. A nice flash away from the combo of Xsmithy means Rookie's going to stay safe.
That is a successful gank by Xsmithy. Taking the flash away from the Syndra will make her play much more respectfully towards Jensen in this mid lane. And we do get a first pause here to take a deep breath.
And it's not only just about burning the flash, you know, for a future kill setup here, but it's also the ability to unlock Jensen around the map. We know about Silas's pushing ability, and then if Jensen can get into the top lane, impact the Shy, or, you know, better yet, 4-man rotate down into that bottom lane with that Sivir, all of a sudden, if you control the middle portion of the map, you can start attacking IG's aggressive side lane.
And just looking at the matchups, this is a very good choice for Xmithy. Silas does have his own gap closer, as well as Jarvan having one built in. So taking the flash away from Syndra, who has no escapes without the summoner spells, has a huge effect. This is at the very least going to draw Ning's attention, to bring vision, and to bring some presence from the Invictus gaming side around mid lane as well.
And that's what you want to see from Team Liquid, is just Xmithy getting involved. No matter where, Xmithy has had a pretty low jungle proximity overall this tournament. He hasn't been
the
involved.
lowest, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually the lowest of the main 16s in groups. And so people want to see him get more involved. Whether it's mid or whether it's one of the side lanes, Xmithy's early jungle pressure will mean a lot for this team.
It was the exact pathway to success for Team Liquid on the last day of groups versus G2, where Xmithy goes mid lane for Jensen repeatedly, and they're able to get some mid lane control in the game to actually open up their options towards the mid game. That being said, you know, this is only the 3 minutes into the game here, and things are just getting started.
Quick update for everybody at home. It appears Ning's client alt-tabbed out, so we're investigating what caused that to happen. Should be able to get back into the game here in just a moment and get things rolling. This shouldn't be too extended of a break in the action, which I'm very thankful for. As you can tell by the dismay of the crowd when the pause happened, everybody's been excited for this series. People want to see what Knockouts has to bring. This is our first chance to really see how these teams adapt and improvise over the course of a best of 5 as well. Groups has that whole aspect of anything can happen. It's best of 1. Somebody can always take a game off of anybody, but a best of 5 is the true test of your ability to really overcome and prove your superiority to your opponent.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think the major factor here was that it was TL that we were looking towards to change something, because obviously IG, very successful group stage. You can just continue what you're doing. Headbutt pole bottom.
Bottom side, Balon's going to go ahead, go in on to double it there. He gets knocked down below 300 HP, takes a bite out of the biscuit, and he'll be healing up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, and I was going to say, and the adaptation does seem to be that get Smithy a lot more priority in the draft and then get him on the map early. Jensen repaid a lot of what Smithy's work was in that game. So I like the fact that it's Jensen that in this matchup, even though he's going into rookie, maybe the best player in the world, that gets the early focus.
And now that we're looking at the bottom lane, good trade there from Balon. They are a little bit ahead in the sustain game with the potions. Bottom lane has also been an area that has performed a little bit under expectations for Team Liquid at this tournament. So we'll see if they can hold on here. So far, so good. Top side, actually, we have a recall from Xmithy.
And I really love when junglers do this, recalling in
Close
lane.
enough to make something happen.
Exactly. Lane's starting to push back into Impact. That would be a great time for a gank. Deny a lot of that experience. You know, we've already talked about it. Snare into Lee Sin is probably a free kill at this stage, even with Flash. However, now Ning bottom lane.
Really good ward there by Core JJ up into this forward brush that Ning was about to head into. That being said, Alistar can still force engages.
There we go again. Doublelift going to find himself jumped on by Balon, who gets stunned in return. Plenty of damage being put down onto the Invictus Gaming bottom side, but as Ning walks into the brush, the ward will spot him out, and Team Liquid will not go any further forward.
And I loved how Core JJ played that. He played off Doublelift. Doublelift doesn't try and spell shield the headbutt pole. That does not work. Instead, now mid lane again.
Jensen not quite finding these stuns with Silas means he can't get the lockdown onto Rookie that he needs to really make these ganks sing.
And Ning's still just waiting in that brush. Smithy knows exactly where he is right now. Interested that he didn't try and get a third person down in this lane. Maybe wave too big.
Yeah, and now they're actually both going for the Scuttle Crab, but that is 100% Invictus Gaming territory.
Yeah.
Because their bottom lane pushed up already, allowing 3 members to come take this. And Xmithy not catching up on camps, actually just sticking around and watching this happen.
Yeah, there's no way for Xmithy to ever even dream of contesting that. Not against an Alistar and Kai'Sa coming up there right with the Lee Sin.
Yeah, I think with the communication there, you should know definitely that the bottom lane, pushing up the wave should have full autonomy from the Invictus Gaming side to go help out with that. And this is the other half of Xmithy going for that successful gank in mid lane, burning the flash. Ning hard farm. He cleared all of those camps. You can see 32 CS for him to the 24 now of Xmithy. And then he did waste a bit of time down there on the ward trying to camp bottom.
And whilst Lee Sin is known for this early game pressure, he is a jungler that spikes very hard at level 6 and is a great warrior enchantment as well. So there's nothing wrong with hard farming. with the W start, he also clears really quickly at the moment and quite healthily, so can repel a lot of counter invades. So not much Smithy can do to really pressure Ning right now. However, would have liked to seen all that time that Ning wasted bottom lane utilized for Smithy to go back to farming.
And as we hit level 6 for the solo laners and take a look at the state of the teleports, everybody who has one has used it now after going back to base for the first time and shopping up. So with ultimates online, with those teleports down, this is a good time for junglers to get involved in the solo lanes. And now we're going to see a 2v2 here in the mid lane. Rookie could be in some trouble, going to be dodging away from the stun here yet again. Jensen taken very low. Smithy having to back himself out, forced to flash away, and Team Liquid will be on the losing end of that one.
Yep, they try and repeat gank there on the flashless Syndra, but Ning is there in time with the counter gank here, and they end up burning Smithy's flash now, a little bit vulnerable.
Jensen 0 for 3 on these Silas stuns when Smithy comes to his lane. Really going to have to tighten that up, land those skill shots if they want these ganks to work out. Could be different if they're able to get the lockdown onto that value target, but Smithy now clearing out the red buff, will smite it just as Ning places the ward over the wall, means no chance to steal.
And you can see the Shy ducking into Fog of War, does have a level 6 in the ultimate available, so Smithy has to be very careful top side of the jungle right now. Invades can come from anywhere. Core, however, now playing the counter ganking role.
Ning still camping around mid for Invictus Gaming though.
CoreJJ steps up, makes his presence known, so Ning's not going to come out here and try to do anything until CoreJJ goes away at least. Ning's still wanting to make this happen, but no kick available.
But it's been very obvious so far that TL think that mid lane is success here. So much attention already from both Smithy and CoreJJ into this area of the map.
Critical now that Jensen not going up for these minions. Sticking back. Does get stunned! He's dead!
Stunned up, flash into the kick, and there's your first blood. Invictus Gaming get themselves on the board.
And whilst Ning wasted a lot of time bottom lane, this time the patience pays off. No eyes on Baolan means that with... Ooh, hold that.
They get the flash out of Jaculov. Topside Impact and the Shy are going at it.
Got Impact looking to find himself the solo kill here, but as the Shy runs down into the brush, Impact is not comfortable chasing forward. He has no idea where the mid and jungler are for IG, and he's not going to take that fight.
And it's amazing what vision gives you. You can see that control ward as soon as the Shy ran back towards the lane brush. Didn't want anything to do with an Impact.
And as low as the Hellfire look, the passive you have to worry about.
Here comes Ning into the top side, making this fight unfair rather quickly. Impact forced to flash away.
Yep, Ning here making some moves in the mid game. Does show topside though, so Smithy's going to try and answer back with the Infernal Drake on the other half of the map. This should work, seeing as how Team Liquid's bottom lane is the one pushed up now. Gold slightly in favor of Invictus Gaming, but Dragon at 2k health.
Yeah, priority on 2 lanes, mid as well as bottom, just means that you unlock control of this area. I like the vision that they ooh.
Solo kill for the Shy. Top side means yet another thing going the way of Invictus Gaming. That's Summoner spell expended for it. He did have to use the flash, but getting the kill, especially against a Nico that's on hit, that's going to be split pushing, is so worth.
Yep, 2 kills for the 2 solo lanes now with Ning and Baolan both visiting. Smithy going to continue to try and punish for the top side focus that did cost Impact his flash and his life by stealing away this red buff. Let's take another look at it. Because the flash was burned earlier from Impact by Ning, the Shy goes in, knows he's going to be able to get that root, follows it up with Q.
Yeah, very simple kill coming in there for the Shy. However, I do like the fact that while Smithy didn't head top to try and ward that off, did get a big objective in the Infernal and the red buff on the opposite side of the map. So you have to say this early game, whilst that solo kill is a little bit ugly, is very good so far for Team Liquid.
Would say from the side of Invictus Gaming, as far as their game plan though, getting the early money onto the Rise to fund the mana multiplier builds here is going to be huge. The Shy, we have not seen the Shy really flex his muscles during this tournament. With how much people look up to this player, it is extremely scary to get some early gold on him.
And especially with how scrappy IG like to get once they have that little bit of a lead, this is the team that leads in total number of kills and kills per minute over the course of MSI. Every other team's rate of kills drops if you remove their games against IG from their average. Everything's bloody once this team gets going, and the more of a lead they have, the scarier and the more confident they're going to be.
But that's a playstyle that lends some hope towards North American fans, because we've also seen teams take double Nexus turrets away from them in the form of Fongfu Buffalo. We've seen them drop that game against SKT in very quick fashion after they actually world recorded the Korean lineup. So this is a team that certainly still is showing holes within their gameplay.
Meanwhile, like Smithy tries to get around this scuttle crab and around all of this vision for the Shy to get back up here and answer, but unable to do it. And the Shy is going to back right off. I would say another good thing about the on-hit Nico into a double AEP solo lane team. Of course, you can go for that Wit's End very early on. Looks like that's what Impact is going to try for, maybe. Got the Negatron Cloak early on to try and deal with some of those hard-hitting cues.
For those who aren't aware of the way the new Wit's End scales, the item has its minimum possible stats, levels 1 through 9, so it doesn't matter that he's still not completed it yet. It will start scaling after 9 to be more powerful on hit with both the damage and the healing. We'll see if Ning can make another play happen here into the top side. Is on top of a ward. There's no reason Impact should die to this gank. He'll be hanging back and waiting for Ning to leave before he tries anything. Smithy is coming up.
They could try and bait here with the ultimate.
Impact gets himself away. Ning going in though, jumping to safety. TP coming in from TL. They really want to make a play out of this one. Jensen showing up. Realm Warp's going to be coming out. Jensen going right back in. They're going to be using the Realm Warp to get behind them. Invictus Gaming trying to get Ning away. He's going to be taken down. The Shine Out could be the next target. Impact sidestepping away from the overloads. He's going to stay alive too, and it is a 2 for 0 for TL. Rookie makes his way up into the top side to get one back for the side of IG. Jensen goes into the stopwatch, keeping himself in good enough shape. Now chasing further after Rookie, the Kingslayer, going to keep him healthy, but Jensen's not able to find that stun yet again. Core JJ rotates up, and that's going to make it a 3-kill play for Team Liquid.
Team Liquid get all the kills on top side. On the bottom side, Jackie Love and Baolan are pushing. Doublelift in the meanwhile has rotated towards mid lane, and that Sivir should be able to clear the minions just as quickly.
And I love that play from Doublelift because he can't stay on that turret by himself. However, with this, they should be able to get positioning over the Rift Herald as well, Kobe. Turret bottom should not fall. Liquid come out so far ahead.
Team Liquid looking for proactive plays, now turning their sights towards this Rift Herald with a teleport mid and Ning showing. It could get a little bit dicey, but Jensen cancels the recall and comes to help.
Jensen at half HP, low mana here on the Silas. Ning and the Shine not willing to give this one away, but Team Liquid will not be scared off either. Smithy's able to secure the Rift Herald. Ning's going to be caught up and bursted down. That's Jensen going on a rampage with this one. Impact now trying to find his way into the fight. Bellon could easily be the target. Gets stunned up, rooted down, beaten up. Is he going to be dropped? Yes, it looks like he will. The Pop Blossom into the back lines. As Rookie's going to get stunned up next, and they send him home in a body bag.
And TL
takes it.
And TL rout the world champions, and they're going to drop Rift Herald. This is a turret.
This is a huge swing in momentum for Team Liquid. Topside 2 successful plays going to result in the complete destruction of the mid lane turret.
IG did get first turret first. Importantly, that bonus gold will go over to Jackie Love, who had so much free fighting time in the bottom lane. But let's take another look at how all this happened, Tom.
And as I was trying to say, that ward saves lives. They can set up a counter gank here with the teleport, knowing that Ning was slipping into the brush. This side, amazing ultimate here from Jensen to be able to steal the Rise ultimate, get on the other side. And as you can see on the minimap right now, Core JJ, that Braum heading over for the long roam, is going to be able to find the extra kill. Rookie does flash in to get the Q and kill Impact, and that will be Invictus Gaming only kill off of that play.
And off the back end of the play, IG had the reset. As you mentioned, Flowers, they were going to be able to get the bottom lane turret, but they overcommit here. This should have been Liquids. It should have been uncontested, but IG never leave a man behind, and they continue to fight, but this time they lose.
If there was one thing that we were criticizing of Invictus Gaming in the group stage, it was their willingness to all in on losing plays. Once someone has gone down, they always feel the need to try and defend it. This one ends up costing them a huge amount.
And this is why I brought up the stat about the IG kills. This team always wants to fight. As we cross the 15-minute mark, I also want to bring it up that although they average the highest kills, they average more deaths than kills in most of their games at 15 minutes. That means they are going to get bloody early, even if those fights go bloody the wrong way. Team Liquid, you can see, they took more plates, they have themselves 2 Drakes, and they've got the kill lead right now. This is the state of the game that you wanted to see Team Liquid in if you're a North American fan coming into this game. This is where they have a chance now to make something happen in the mid-game.
But in saying that, I think it is important to check out where the gold leads are, because a lot of it is centered around Smithy and Jensen. Both Doublelift and Impact are behind the Shy and Jackie Love, so side lanes still could potentially be an issue right now for TL. They need to make sure that whilst they're reading these plays, they're not falling behind in things like CS. and the bigger objectives on the map.
I will refer you to, never mind.
Here we go. Ning starting things off. Dragon's Rage going to be knocking Jensen back as Balon shows up, and it's going to be a 3 versus 2. The Shy will continue providing the damage over a sustained period of time. Ning's going to be taken down, almost dead. Shy still looking to find the kill, but it will claim Core JJ's life despite Jensen's best efforts. That's how IG makes it work.
And you can see that now Liquid getting sucked into the play, maybe multiple members heading up. They want to go.
Look like IG now the ones on the back foot. Jensen going in, able to buy some time. Smithy into the back lines. Balon going after the turret, staying underneath it. Not going to be able to find the damage, and he'll be brought down. Jensen goes unstoppable as Smithy swoops in. Flash out by the Shy, keeping himself alive against the Cataclysm as Jackie and Rookie make their way into the fight. And beautiful two-man stun from Rookie. Double Lift's taken out. Smithy is as well. And IG strike back.
Rookie splits the corners there. 2 Syndra balls, 2 stuns in different directions, and they clean them both up. What a roam and capitalization there from Rookie.
And the game's just been so fast. And IG are the kings at playing a fast game. As soon as TL start buying into this play style, everything can go wrong. Look, they want in on this fight.
I think this is the way you have to go about it, though. Jensen's going to start this one off. They do get the ultimate out of Balon, who flashes to try and finish it up. Smithy has gone to try and tank the other 2 while this happens, though, so it allows Double Lift to get that double kill with a nice Q through both members. Not keeping an eye on the rest of the roams, though, as Rookie comes up with Jackie Love. Beautiful double stun there, and ultimate to finish off the second kill under turret as well.
And the thing is that they just couldn't get impact to the play. Everything there looked perfect. If the Shy didn't have flash, if maybe, you know, a stopwatch wasn't available, but they're able to get 5 members of IG to that play and only 4 members of TL.
That being said, you saw on your screen there, Impact took the bottom turret during that mid rotation, and now Jensen back out to topside will claim the 3rd outer turret here for Team Liquid, getting that single turret advantage. This is the underdogs from North America going right at Invictus Gaming, the defending world champions.
Team Liquid having all 3 of the outer turrets down on the side of IG now means it's easier to move across the river into that IG jungle, sit down some wards, as you can see Smithy and Core JJ doing right now on your screen, getting those on the back side of the red buff as well as into the pit to see if there's ever an opportunity to make a play and find a pick onto these IG members who often are going for smaller skirmishes. They're not always grouped up as 5. Jackie Love will continue farming up there in the mid lane. Remember this Kaisa, once he does have this 2-item power spike of the Rage Blade and the Storm Razor, very scary.
And they couldn't have got to this part of the game in any better shape. You know, we mentioned the side lanes. Well, both Jensen and Impact right now can actually match the Shy. They're very similar in golden items. Both of them about to have the teleport available, whilst Rookie, who's on the Ignite Syndra, not going to like this 1-3-1 style as much.
And I think we would really highlight that point by highlighting the vision. If we toggle vision from Invictus Gaming point of view right now, the entire Team Liquid side of the map is dark to them. So they have to reactively deal with the split push here.
At the same time, Invictus Gaming are world champions for a reason. When this team gets into fights, they are also individually talented and mechanically skilled. They can outplay almost anyone, and Team Liquid has to respect the skill of their opponents here. Pushing up into enemy territory, looking to steal that red buff away. Jackie Love will secure it with the Acathian Rain. Getting himself back towards mid. Ning staying right next to him just in case Team Liquid's feeling feisty.
And I have to say that I would have loved Jensen to stay in the top lane, keep Rookie away from the play. They have a teleport advantage right now. That could have been a fight that TL looked for, but because Jensen left first, Rookie able to also creep his way down, they don't want that fight.
Dragon about to spawn here, and Jensen does have teleport. But I like that he's pushing topside, preparing for this Drake. If they can get that moving first. Invictus Gaming go right at mid, though.
Double lift the Smithy, the 2 here to try to defend this. Core JJ coming around from the side as Impact and the Shy finding themselves on a 1v1 here in the bottom side, and Impact is just deleted. No way to make that one work as Bellav's taken down there in the mid lane. It's 1-for-1 across the map. Jensen's coming in, the 5-kill Silas, working his way into the team fight. Forces the flash at a Rookie, but that's all she wrote.
That is support for top laner kill. You know the only saving grace there? Top laners take teleport. So Impact, even though 20 seconds left in the death chamber here, can teleport back out, and because they got the mid wave pushing, they can take another dragon.
Team Liquid will manage to secure themselves that 3rd elemental Drake of the game. 2nd Cloud means plenty more rotational speed as they're trying to switch back and forth through these lanes. But the state of Impact versus the Shy right now is a big concern.
Big. Invictus Gaming gonna start up the Baron. We've seen them do this before. They're gonna try and burn straight through this thing. 8,000 health and counting. Can Team Liquid get there to contest? That thing's almost gone!
Team Liquid's coming over, but IG has already secured it. TL asleep at the wheel, and Invictus Gaming make the call that could very well turn this game right back around.
What a play from the World Championship team taking that Baron. Let's look at the replay one more time as they grouped up on the mid turret.
Yeah, and CoreJJ looks for an ambitious flank here. However, the fact that Baolan steps a little bit too far forward means that he'll ultimately fall down. And I like this play because whilst Impact is dead, I think Baolan is more important for the team fight of the Invictus Gaming lineup, but then the Baron to follow. This is why people credit not just the play.
And bottom lane.
All right, Jensen's in some trouble. The Shy closing in. Level 15 rise is very scary. Yeah, that's not exactly what you wanted to see there. As Smithy rotates down to make sure Jensen gets away okay. That will cost the flash of the Team Liquid mid lane.
And I was going to say that Baron highlights something about Invictus Gaming that LPL fans have not been able to get excited about. The brains, as Doublelift also takes some damage of this lineup to be able to sneak objectives like that.
And it's something that Invictus Gaming have done at this tournament already. Now mid turret is going to melt here with the Baron buff. They're charging forward. 2,000 gold power play.
And we know that IG is one of those teams that will explode with Baron. We compared this to the slower style of the traditional teams like what you would see from SKT back during groups. IG is the kind that's really just going to want to send it home. As CoreJJ eats a little damage there in the mid lane. Team Liquid just bracing for impact here, trying to weather the storm.
Let me take you back to Champion Select. The scariest part about Invictus Gaming, the first pick Rise, the Shy now, huge in this side lane, cannot be dealt with. We just saw Impact try and go toe-to-toe, and it wasn't even close.
I mean, he's 2 levels down. There's so much gold difference between them now. Not to mention, the build is a little bit hard.
Alon forced to ulti there on the Alistar in the mid lane. He'll be safe, but not having that Alistar ultimate's pretty big. Really going to hamper your team fight ability, and especially turret dive capabilities without that being around.
The Baron buff really empowering that Rise that we're talking about, though. Invictus Gaming can easily slip into their 1-4 right now, get most of this top lane turret, but they actually pull back off of the mid lane and might call it there.
And this is the danger of the on-hit Nico build. If you fall behind the curve, if you're not able to deal with your opponent in that 1v1, what you're offering to the team fight is very little compared to most other champions in the game. So Impact's got a long road ahead of him in this game to being able to really make something happen. And the man on your screen right now, Jensen, this is the key player for Team Liquid in this game. 5-1-2 on the Sylas, 7 out of 9 kill participation. He has the Ludens, he has the Protobelt working on that Zhonya's next. He's going to need to make some big plays in these fights.
And with all the praise you just heaped on Jensen, I still don't think he can split push versus the Shy, so they don't have either of their solo lanes. Remember when TL were in control of this game, they would be able to match both. Now with IG grouping, however, they might have a way in.
Looks like IG's on the retreat as Doublelift's going on the hunt. Team Liquid going in. Baolan's going to be the target here at the start. Remember, the Alistar having no ultimate is going to be a rather easy target. Not stunned up, though, means he is going to be kept alive. Rookie's grabbing the stun down onto 2. The Shy gets himself away off the side, able to find the Cataclysm. Is Xmithy onto that Invictus Gaming solo laner. TL getting themselves away now. CoreJJ going to be taken very low. Xmithy also now going to be killed as Impact gets over the wall, but will he even escape? The Pop Blossom keeps him alive, but Jackie seals his fate. Invictus Gaming have 2, and they're looking for number 3.
Invictus Gaming avoid the initiation there. Turn around. Jackie left it stun.
Jensen's going right back in, but it's only into his death. He is shut down by Ning, and with him out of the picture, IG is free to continue pushing up. CoreJJ is now going to find himself caught out. Double kick back into the team, and Team Liquid is eviscerated.
And again, Team Liquid look for the fight without members available, and they fall now with 36 seconds on Doublelift. They might push for the end.
This is what Invictus Gaming matches look like. It's very even. They don't build themselves up dramatic leads early on. It's scrappy, it's messy, but once they get ahead, the lead explodes as the team homes in on the Nexus.
And in an uncharacteristic show of patience, now IG back away out of the base. This looked like a great fight, but once again, Jensen misses the chains to start it.
They're going in. He's going to steal away the Alistar ultimate, and then Team Liquid feel like they've committed here. Walking around, the Shy actually does so much damage there on the backline, and after the commitment from Xmithy going in, they just don't have the health to continue. Poor JJ on 10% for the entire team fight.
And as soon as you split, you're just playing into the Havoc style of IG. They have the tools to chase with the Kai'Sa ultimate, and it looked okay at this point. Not the best team fight, but then to continue to turn onto members, you can just see they're playing right into IG's hands.
Well, they just don't have any damage left at this point, as they do
So why are you going in?
They do land the stun, but nothing to follow it up, and that allows Balon to get in there, continuing the dive. Diving between two turrets here, Invictus Gaming don't lose a champion, and they've taken full control.
Going in at the end there, Jensen returning to the fight, as well as Doublelift and Core JJ both sticking around afterwards when there's literally nothing they could do to save that turret. It felt like Team Liquid wasn't really sure what they should be doing at that point. Communication wasn't all there. They definitely have themselves in a really bad spot now, and they're going to have to work really hard to defend this. Down 4,000 gold, Invictus Gaming grabbing their first Drake of the game, pushing down in the bottom lane now. Baron buff has expired. Baron is going to be live here in about 15 more seconds. We'll see if TL can make a team fight happen. Nice stun comes through from Rookie. Jensen's going to be hurt by that one. Balon with a Hex Flash, doesn't take anywhere.
But just look at the Shy in the mid lane, you know, with the ultimate, with the teleport, going to be able to join this. He's just shepherding super creeps in. Team Liquid can't defend both points at the same time, so IG slowly starting to pull the map apart.
They're doing a good job of it, leaving Jackie there in the bottom lane, waiting on the creeps to show up so he can continue to push into the tier 2. The Shy can probably 1v2 almost anyone at this point, so he's not too worried about hanging out by himself. Does have the Realm Warp to get close to the fights as long as they're not super far away, and even if they are, he's got the TP to make his way in there through that avenue too. Baron is live. You can see some wards from Team Liquid around that top part of the jungle, but it's still a pretty big ask to go into that fog of war and face check Invictus Gaming.
I think Invictus Gaming have plenty of time to reset here after all the gold that they have earned. Taking that tower, now they can get their recalls off to buy more control wards and then head out to the Baron. Still with half of the duration left on this downed inhibitor through mid lane, they have all the pressure.
And you can see that they feel like they have the superior split pusher, so they can send the Shy bottom lane with teleport if they want to play this one slowly. They can just group around Baron because they've already shown they can win the team fight. Really, Team Liquid playing multiple facets of this game now on the back foot, and I want to see whether once again it's just a fight.
Ning's getting himself caught out though. Xmithy and Jensen finding quite a lot of damage down onto the IG jungler, taking him down to about 25%. Impact gets disengaged on Jensen, goes into a very early hourglass as Doublelift pops on the hunt, but won't find much from it. IG easily disengaged there.
Yep, Ning's able to get a recall off, heals in base, and it's the 5v4, but without the Sivir ultimate speed, the threat really isn't there. The guaranteed engage only gonna come from Xmithy.
Liquid venturing out into their own jungle, but IG has set up shop. Rookie with these stuns just does it all the time, again and again in the fights. Balon starting things off, going into the Alistar ultimate, keeping himself alive for now. Xmithy continuing the chain CC, and the IG support is down.
Here.
It's a 1-for-0 for Team Liquid, but is IG gonna look to take this any further? They still have full health on the remaining 4 members, and they're going into the Baron pit.
We've seen this before, Rise ultimate from IG into the Baron pit. They're trying to burn it down.
Xmithy's in some trouble. He gets himself away from Ning, wants to take the blast cone over the wall to stay alive, keep the possibility of the Smite Steel intact. If Ning goes down, it could be very good here for Team Liquid. Impact's able to find that shutdown. Jensen now looking at 1v2 against the Shy and Jackie Love. Rookie keeping himself alive off to the side. Xmithy escapes, everybody on Team Liquid still alive, and Baron is stopped.
5 members still alive for Team Liquid. They actually surgically remove the jungler here, and that should put a stop to the threat. Xmithy, though, sticking around.
But we're not done yet. Jackie Love and the Shy continuing forward, removing some wards. The Shy over the wall with the flash, and Jensen is destroyed. The Shy is on a rampage.
And once again, the aggression of IG catch TL unawares. Now with the mid laner not available, one of the most fed members of the TL lineup, they can just go back towards this Baron.
As soon as that jungler comes alive here in about 4 seconds, IG is in a really good spot.
There is no teleport on Jensen when he revives as well, so Invictus Gaming know it. Ning heading straight back out there.
Xmithy could be the one man to try to change things here for Team Liquid. But now that he's caught out, Jackie Love and Balon will continue looking for the chase. The Shy's also here. Xmithy gets himself away. He's alive, but damn is he injured. And red buff stolen away by Jackie Love as Invictus Gaming gets themselves out of Team Liquid territory. They don't want to risk anything here. Nice stun from Rookie. Now he finds himself separated from the rest of the team. Impact coming around from the side there. Team Liquid wards disabled in the Baron pit. McSmithy, Core JJ, and Doublelift all coming from behind, seeing if maybe this is stoppable. It does not look like it. McSmithy over the wall into the pit, but Baron is secured by Jackie Love as Team Liquid now has to disengage. They've already lost McSmithy, and it's 4v5 against a Baroned up IG.
And IG will be able to secure it. McSmithy gets into the pit. He turns it into what was a 50-50, but not able to outsmite Ning. It looked risky there for IG with how many tools they had to actually allow the jungler to approach and then enter the pit and die after the Baron goes down. A little bit close for comfort here, Kobe.
Invictus Gaming showed no fear. Let's take another look at it here in a little bit of slow-mo. 15K, Smithy gets in, does go for the smite. That was Ning's smite. So they bursted it. They bursted it with Ning and Rookie. And Jackie Love is the one who actually got the last hit onto Baron.
That was in smite territory. There's no suppression. There's 500 health on the Baron. That was 100% stealable, but not able to do so. Talking about hypothetical here, not going to help the Liquid lineup. They need to be able to win a team fight, and they're going to have to do so from significantly far behind.
They find themselves 6,000 gold in the hole now as IG marches up the top lane. Mid lane inhibitor has respawned, but still exposed. Means IG can also force a fight on that if need be. Balon over the wall looking for an opportunity to go in if he finds it. The Shy is grouped up with the rest of Invictus Gaming as they push up into this remaining tier 3 turret, seeing if maybe there's a push to be made with these Baron up cannon minions. Team Liquid holds the line for now.
And I'm so surprised that IG are consistently grouping as 5. It seems like they do have a way to play this side lane, but they're disregarding bottom, which is currently pushing into them. They don't care about the mid lane inhibitor. Well, the Shy only just showing now.
Yeah, the Shy going to that open lane. They're still right at the gates here on the top side. Team Liquid have the Sivir ultimate, could pop that go button. They would then need Smithy to charge right in.
Team Liquid are losing this turret pretty rapidly, down to 1/3 HP. The Shy allowing the minions to just chunk away at this inhibitor piece by piece. Invictus Gaming still staying very far pushed up. They want to be as forward as possible, clear these minion waves out instantly, give theirs as much time as possible to provide them firing time onto the inhibitor itself. Team Liquid goes in, now's the time. It's McSmithy over the wall, onto the back line. Gonna be providing some opportunity there for the rest of the team. McSmithy now having to get himself away. Jensen on the front line also injured. Nobody dead on the side of Team Liquid, but your engage is spent. Your health bars are spent, and IG are still looking pretty strong.
Yep, that's definitely going to be at least mid lane inhibitor. Everyone from Team Liquid going back to heal in the fountain, but Invictus Gaming with the Baron buff should get it.
And it looked like such a close start to the fight, but the Rookie just says no. The scatter of the weak, stopping any form of engage, and now without Smithy's ultimate, it becomes so much harder to contest this turret.
IG continuing this push. They've got 30 seconds left on Baron. Team Liquid, without their big engage mechanism, is going to have a very difficult time defending, and then here we go. Pop Blossom takes Ning down. It's IG on the run. A double kill over the Impact. Balon's also going to fall as Smithy will too. IG now in full retreat. The Shy's going to be caught. There's your stun you're looking for. A shutdown for Jensen, and Team Liquid go 4 for 1.
And it is Impact with the root on the side, finding 3 members, following up with his own ultimate, and this is a huge play. Let's take another look at how he lines it up. Jackie Love and Ning and Rookie. Impact hitting it, Core JJ flashing to follow up. They instantly pop Ning, and this is all WoW. Critically, the Shy was pushing mid lane, so the rise damage wasn't there for the initial fight. Jensen then follows it up, does land that chain, and Team Liquid have bought themselves some life.
And Kobe, you were mentioning, maybe the reason they're not splitting is because of all the hard engaged tools. Well, the Shy finally felt safe to leave because that wasn't available, but it is Impact, the top laner of Liquid that was so doubted coming into this tournament, once again coming up clutch for his team.
Impact now having that Ginsu's Rage Blade, Wits End, Blade of the Ruined King, on-hit trifecta completed for these next fights. If he doesn't get blown up instantly by the Shy, he can put out quite a lot of damage with this machine gun Nico. But look across the board. 4-0-4 Kai'Sa from Jackie Love. 6 items fully completed. This is a very scary Kai'Sa.
In saying that, I mean, the Sivir also looking pretty good against a squishy lineup, being able to pick up the 5 damage items for Doublelift, and now they're confident enough to stream down mid lane.
We are getting to that late game stage right here. 35 minutes into the game. Doublelift only has to upgrade his Quicksilver Sash, and he too will be at a full build. so much stalling has gone on, and at this point, is out Team Liquid with the elemental drakes that are also giving them a boost. Let's see if Invictus Gaming can take advantage of the mid inhibitor pressure being down, though.
And once again, aggressive posturing, but Ning is in base. If any CC tags Baolan there, you feel like TL can run over that team fight. IG are playing so aggressive without 5 members.
You want to talk about aggressive, though? Here goes Team Liquid. Baolan the target at the start, but the Alistar's not really the guy you can engage on and try to burst down. He will be taking about half HP. Has to expend the ultimate as well. Means he will be vulnerable here in the next fight. Rookie looking for maybe a counter engage there. Finds himself the stun. Jensen not going to get the stun back onto Jackie Love. Fight's still going to be continuing for now. Impact throwing the clone forward. Xmithy comes out looking to find the flash into the knockup, and Team Liquid has made their way onto the Shy. They found the kill. Baolan is number 2. And TL strike fast.
They've got control over mid lane too. They're shoving the minions, trying to protect here. Impact, Core JJ, and Double F are all trying to protect the red minions so that they can take the tower and actually push inside the base.
That's the name of the game. As long as you keep at least one minion alive, the backdoor protection is not going to kick in. Double F with the Sivir is able to put so much damage onto these structures. Top lane, the tier 3 will finally fall on the side of Team Liquid. The minions make sure of that. But Liquid will take down an inhib of their own from Invictus Gaming.
And they still have time for Baron. 25 seconds left on the Shy. He does have teleport, so Ning may try and delay them. Will Invictus Gaming actually go for this? The timing's actually going to sync up. 15 seconds now on the Shy with teleport.
This is where games are made and broken, gentlemen. This Baron could determine so much of what's about to happen. Team Liquid already starting things up and going for it. You can see pings from TL onto their own base, recognizing the status of the minion wave there in the top lane. Baron taken very low, taken down. IG are already channeling the teleport. They don't want to allow Team Liquid to walk away from this one. Baolan's not made his way into the fight just yet. Ning's going to find himself a kick, but it's not going to do too much just yet. Double is not kicked over the wall, which means now Ning's going to be isolated, beaten down. Proc is the Guardian Angel as Jensen's on the front line. He'll be knocked around and hurt here a little bit, but Double is already going on a rampage, able to find the kill on the Invictus Gaming jungler for real. Baolan's now the target next. Impact taken very low, keeping himself alive. Xmithy over the wall with the knockup. Double is still able to find some damage, but the Shy strikes back. Jackie, Shy, and Rookie all still alive, all still running and gunning, and Team Liquid will disengage.
They walk away with the Baron, but IG chase Team Liquid away. It looked like Double If had them all lined up, but multiple stuns from Rookie make that team fight even.
And the Shy and Jackie Love on the top side are able to fend them off. What a flank. Let's take another look at it. Ning gets behind them, finds the kick onto Double F, but there's nobody there to follow it up. So initially, it's the Guardian Angel that he pays to force this engage. And Team Liquid stick around after that. Baolan then initiating on the bottom side, while Impact goes on the top side to try and get the 2v1.
But this looks like the dream scenario. You're fighting a front to back in a choke with so much CC, and it was really Rookie that held the line here. If that stun doesn't register, they just get chased through.
Critically in this fight as well, Jackie Love dropped down to about 100 HP, never lost his Guardian Angel. That is still up for the next team fight. What a game we're watching, though,
Take a deep
right now.
breath, everyone, because this is just game number 1. Right now, Team Liquid returning to the mid lane. They're the ones with Baron buff now. Big stun could come through. Keep your eyes on the Syndra from Rookie.
Also, keep your eyes on the Elder Drake. Remember, Team Liquid has Baron. They control the map. They're stronger, along with the fact that those 4 elemental drakes you mentioned earlier means if they secure the Elder, they are a force of nature.
And they're just starting to look like they're winning out on these team fights. Smithy's build, Baolan, is starting to really outscale anything that Ning's going to be able to bring. He's got himself that Knight's Vow for Double Lift to be able to stay alive.
Take a look at the mini-map here. They have Impact pushing on the top side while they're setting up around the Elder Dragon with their control ward. They're starting to burn it down, and they should get this objective.
Remember, Elder Dragon's not like a Baron. This is one big loot pinata with wings. He goes down really rapidly. He'll be taken pretty low. Team Liquid securing this one. IG no contest, and TL have double uber buffs.
Team Liquid with a successful split push. The Baroned up Impact on the attack speed. Nico has teleport and can now join the rest of the team as they siege bottom.
And I just don't know whether IG now have the tools. They don't have the flash on the Alistar. They don't have it on the Shy. No teleports available. This is going to come down to a team fight, but with double buffs, how do they win?
Impact's not here. We know IG is an explosive team. They've got an itchy trigger finger for these kinds of fights. We'll see if they're able to engage before the Team Liquid top laner is able to make his way towards this fight. Baolan over the wall, still gonna be staying safe for now. cannon minions doing the work onto the tier 3. Going to be taking it very low. Going to be taking it down. There goes your on the hunt. IG on the retreat. Rookie's already going to be killed. And Team Liquid has found the IG mid laner. Jensen's on a killing spree. And TL's got blood in their eyes. If they can end the game right here, what a start that would be. Bellon's the next target. Jensen takes him down as well. Double up the Clan's keeping himself alive now too here into the back line. And Smithy will continue pushing forward. One Nexus turret is gone. The Invictus Gaming jungler is gone. Double Lift is dominating. Double Lift's got a double kill. And Team Liquid strike first.
And look at that! The Team Liquid fans in the crowd in Taipei traveled so far and are rewarded. Team Liquid, the underdogs, the upstarts from North America, will strike first.
And I just cannot believe that we're talking about a team that came into this tournament with a top laner that couldn't go against the likes of the Shy, with a roster that just was so, so many question marks, and to come out in game number 1, resist the storm that is IG's early game, and then out team fight the world champions, that's impressive.
It has been said so many times that you cannot conform to the styles of the other teams at the tournament. And it was shocking to hear Team Liquid repeat that at this tournament, but in the nick of time, they do it. They draft it once again, and they're able to find success.
IG's Nexus falls for the second time this tournament. And here's the State Farm Analyst Desk for a breakdown of Game 1.
Thank you, Captain Flowers. TL has done it. They took their first game here against IG. Papa Smithy, you're the only one to call a victory for TL in your predictions, but it went late here for both of these squads. Multiple Barons going down, and ultimately the double buffs, Elder plus Baron for TL, is what they needed to close it.
And we've all been through a lot of rodeos, and this one was a super impactful one. There was so much going on, but the game-ending fight right here, everyone around the world clenching.
Yeah, and it was just, we were watching this game, we were on our feet, we were jumping up and down. We thought halfway through, like, oh, okay, this is Invictus Gaming again. They got the Baron, it's probably going to close out. But props to Jensen, props to Impact, props to Double Lift. Every single member on TL had their moment to shine in this game where they had the ball, they stepped up, and they dunked it.
And they got to late game team fights, right? Maybe not 100% the way we expected. There was the IG got slightly ahead. Then IG obviously lost a couple of big fights. TL got ahead and we're like, whoa, this is looking really good. Now they're just gonna keep like slowly going. Rush Baron from IG multiple times, surprised them. Like it kept bouncing back and forth in that way, which was really interesting. But also when you look at the drafts, right, TL with Sivir, with the Jarvan pick as well, they won a late game team fight, but they still had that Nico, which was this split pusher until he got solo kill a couple of times.
Yeah, well, hold up. Let's roll it back here for a second, and let's really dive into this draft, because we spent a lot of time focusing on what a good or successful draft for TL might look like here at the top of the show. And you mentioned that Sivir. You kind of threw that name out nonchalantly. Hadn't seen it just yet. So I want to understand how we got to where we were first before we take a look at the in-game.
I mean, it has all of the elements that you want, which is this idea that it's going to be a team fighting draft, because you do have the likes of like the Jarvan, you put them in the Cataclysm, and you're just rolling Sivir on top of them. I do like some of the extra cherries or flourishes on top, where you have the Nico, who didn't go the AP team fight Nico, but went for the split push Nico. Now, that said, I think it is ingenious that IG, if they knew that that was going to be a Sivir, banned the Lucian and then had the Alistar ready to counter it. Unfortunately for IG, and good news for TL fans, that didn't mean anything in the long run. Balan had an awful Alistar game. He wasn't able to impact the lane, and eventually the team fights took over.
And if we're going to grade it based on kind of the 3 drafts we saw in the countdown segment to now, this to me is a B+, because I like that they empowered Jensen with the pick champions, not LeBlanc, but Silas does a pretty good impersonation there. We wanted Xmithia on Jarvan, didn't think he could get it. They had playmakers there, so that part I'm like, okay, that makes sense, and it does fall back into the late game team fighting style. But the second round, I think, fell apart a little bit because, like you say, the free counter pick meant a lot with the Ali versus Sivir.
Yeah, and that's kind of thing we wanted to highlight with the draft. We're not showing order. Silas, Jarvan, and Braum in your first phase. Very, very good if you are Team Liquid. And I think Smithy also had a good Jarvan game. It's really been his best champion by far. You know, there's actually not even a second in right now.
Oh, no.
It's just the Jarvan sitting there. But he managed to get it, and he did a lot of work on it. Obviously, second phase, I think the AD Nico was extremely risky against Ryze. Then also late game in side lane, you just get, killed in split push. But sometimes in these games, the first game of a series, AD Nico is the one who ends up having insane teamfight impact, but not because of, the damage, but the CC you're providing.
Right, we saw that CC coming in the top lane, a 3-man route into
That was
the
the
full
turnaround.
ultimate for impact. Absolutely massive. The damage wasn't necessarily there, but it is where the CC came from. But I want to roll back through the early game because it was a little bit back and forth, but TL made some early moves.
And it's right there as well. It's the fact that Ning is looking for the insect. He comes in, he doesn't expect to be rooted up, and it completely turns this lopsided where then TL start punching back. And this is the thing about Invictus Gaming. They are
Anti-feed impact.
They are a choose your own adventure book, and they just constantly make you make those choices repeatedly and consecutively. You have to make the right choice, and TL stood up to that today.
And that's the impressive thing. This game was super chaotic, right? It was going forwards and backwards. We're seeing kind of seesawing leads. And that's the sort of game where in previous games we've seen TL kind of roll over. They were up and ready for a fight today, and that to me speaks to that mountain of experience the lineup has stacked to try to find international success, standing up under a lot of pressure.
I gotta say, overall, looking at IG, I'm actually very surprised they played exactly like they did in groups. I really expected IG to come into this game and remove their, let's go random 4v5. Ning is killing a wolf camp, Baolan engages anyway. These kind of things that they kept doing, where there was a lot of openings given over that TL took advantage of. I actually thought playoffs, IG, just like in LPL and the Worlds, would remove that part of their game.
You have to understand, Invictus Gaming had the greatest performance of their life at that World Championship. So if you think that that is Invictus Gaming all the time, it is not.
That is 3-0 LPL final.
They have cleaned up their final. I will give you that, but not to the same level of what we saw at Worlds. This, to me, this is exactly what I expected from Invictus Gaming. It's always going to be scrappy. It's always going to be, I'm going to say, arrogant at times. I think that draft was really arrogant. I think the plays that they went for was very arrogant, and they got a reality check here.
And that's why I wanted to push back on this universal decision that 3-0 IG would be the result here. Is in the past when we had kind of the Korean super favorite that went very dominantly against one of these kind of outside contenders, you kind of thought they would just strangle them out of the game. IG give you chances. Why I said they'll always give you one. They gave them about 3 in this game. So IG didn't play their best game. TL was up for it, and they actually seized the day and won the game.
An incredible first victory here for Team Liquid, but I think we have to highlight, while looking at that gold graph there at the end of it, that IG was still in control in terms of a gold perspective for a majority of the game. And so if they can clean up some of those mistakes near the end game, maybe close it out and take it from there. So now, looking forward real quickly to Game 2, TL has elected to stay on red. I think that is a crucial bit of knowledge or information that at least the team is giving us around their preference. But winning from red, they decide to stay on it. Officio?
I think a big one is trading an S-tier pick for Jarvan. Give over things like, again, the Rise or one of these flex picks. Get a Jarvan plus another flex pick on your side, like the guy with Silas here. That's the best opening part of a draft you can get, and that's one advantage. Also, you do remove a counter pick by being on red side from IG.
Well, I think some people are a little worried we were going to get the 3-0 to kick off the MSI group or knockout stage. Doesn't look like that'll be the case unless it is Team Liquid, but they've gotten that surprising win. We'll see if they can take us to match point when we return. Wow, I never thought.